Now, this is by far the best track that's came out today. Now, y'all thought I was gonna say 2023, right? Now, I'm not gonna go that far, but honestly, Daniel Caesar's track, what was it called? Let Me Go. That track was fire. But this track from SZA and Lizzo called Special really brings back memories. You know what I mean? Just the daily memories of being told I was special before I went on the bus to go to school. You know what I mean? Like just those moments I really just take into account and I just be like, man, I get a whole new meaning of what they meant by that. Cause anyways, um SZA and Lizzo, you know what I mean? It's just one of the special type of performers that we have in today's age, which is why they was both at the Grammys, because, immensely talented Lizzo and SZA. So for them to be collabing on this track, I don't know if it's the first collab. I'll have to look it up. But I don't know if it's the first collab. Let me see. Let me see if I'm tripping. Let me see. Okay. So Lizzo and SZA, right? Obviously they do great on their own. It's like they run up numbers, and that's why these collabs happen. Because it was like, oh, what if we combine fan base, and that's always how it happens. But Lizzo, okay, let me type in Lizzo. Lizzo hasn't put out none in a while, so this is definitely gonna go up the charts. And SZA, it's the first time they've ever made music together. First time Lizzo and SZA ever made music together. Hmm. Okay, so now if I go to Lizzo, right, and then I go to popular releases. Last time she released the album was in 2019. I know a lot of people are saying, but the track Special technically came out in 2022. Well, guess what? Now that SZA's on it, it officially came out in 2023. This Lizzo and SZA track called Special is, no pun intended, actually special. Like this is probably the best track I've heard from two pop artists in 2023. And of course it just started. We're only 2 months in. So that type of terminology being used at this early in the year may seem like it's jumping the gun. But I don't feel like Lizzo gets her just due. Now, do I think, this is what I really want to talk about. Do you really think that Lizzo would be as popular as she was if it was back in the day? Back in the Beyonce days, back in the Whitney Houston days. If you ever watched any type of documentary when it came to music making and the process, people who looked like Lizzo would never get the spotlight that she gets in today's modern age. I feel like that's a testament to how far we've came and the accepting of different body types and the different types of personalities. No, I'm gonna say different body types specifically, and the acceptance of it in today's age. Back in the day, and I know what y'all probably saying. Y'all probably saying some random singer that was maybe a little bit big and she had a popular career or something. But I'm talking about, for the most part, singers in general were not able to get a major label push if they were not, one, pretty, and, well, same thing, great to look at. So for Lizzo to be as popular as she is in today's age, I feel like it's a testament to the modern society and the acceptance of body types. And that's my theory. So anyways, for me personally, I go by talent, and Lizzo is one of the best vocalists we have in today's age. Like, listen to Lizzo sing, and the range is there. Like, undeniably, like the range is all the way there. SZA, of course, is a great singer. Um, the top singers when it comes to women in the game, I would definitely say SZA. Not because of this track, just in general. That's how I've always felt about SZA. Like even her album SOS, like I literally call her the woman version of Future, like the R&B woman version of Future. Like the way that she gets across toxic bars, like it's just a second coming. Like it's kind of like breathing for SZA. Like saying the most toxic bars you've ever heard is like second nature for SZA. And honestly, that's not to be discredited, because not a lot of people hit the mark of being toxic. Some of them, they try to hit the mark and they fall off because they can't really it's an art to put in words together, which is why some of these artists are better than the rest of the pack, you know? And that's how SZA is when it comes to making music. She's really good at making lyrical content in a toxic way. Hold up. Why is Genius not giving me the track? Genius is tripping right now. They showed me Only for a Moment by Center City Drive. Now, is that what I looked up? See, this is what happens when you get them promoting the own artists. And then we're gonna do SZA. Wow, they really popped up. Like they gave me the Hindi translation. What in the world? I have never seen them like this. Okay, finally. Only when I'm recording is when these type of things pop up. But anyways, all right, let me pop up the lyrics because SZA not gonna get away with this. What they say on Scooby Doo? I would have got away with it if it wasn't for you meddling kids. I'm the meddling kid because we ain't finna let SZA get away with this. SZA said, "Woke up this morning to somebody judging me. No surprise they judging me. Don't know who I'm supposed to be. I'm just acting up, expletive, and never saying sorry. Found out in the end that I can only do it for me. You call it sensitive, and I call it superpower. You call it lack of empathy because you think it gives you. No, you just lack empathy because you think it gives you power. All I know is only God can judge me. I don't have my heart. I wear it on me." See? That's crazy. SZA need to be locked up for them bars. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I think it's just a criminal offense to keep going around emasculating men like this. You know what I mean? If men are gonna be the head of the household, you know what I mean, take care of things, you know what I mean, be the protector, then you know how you gonna have a person like SZA walking around talking about you like like come on now. Like she literally said, let me find this because y'all think I'm tripping. She literally said, "You lack empathy because you think it gives you power." Now, how's a man going to be a man going through scrutiny like that? Like, not even Skip Bayless can scrutinize a man worse than that. Like, honestly, SZA, when it comes to toxicity, she's really up there with Future. And I mean that, and no, I'm not being sarcastic in the slightest. The things that SZA says as quotables from the first bar to the last bar of every verse she ever put out. And I think that's a talent, man. That's kind of why I compare her to Future because she just comes with it, and all of it is like unique type of slights at men. Like it's never the same thing. It's always something different. Like that empathy one, like I haven't heard that ever. And then, but there's other ones where she says some crazy stuff. Like she just like one time she said she was okay with being a side chick. Like what Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. You just let me know when it's my day. I'm like, bro, is that not toxic? Like. This man's in a whole relationship and you just hold up. That's toxicity. Anyways, yeah. So Lizzo, on the other hand, she came through with a great, I mean, an powerful and impactful verse on the track. And y'all may think I'm joking. I'm being so serious. This is one of my favorite tracks of 2023 so far. Of course, it's 2 months in, so it's kind of, you know, jumping the gun. But you get what I'm saying. Lizzo said, "Could you imagine a world where everybody's the same? And could you cancel a girl because she just wanted to change? How could you throw expletive stones if you ain't been through her pain? That's why we feel so alone. That's why we feel so much shame." Man, I ain't read that deep of lyrics since I listened to "Beautiful Mind" by Rod Wave, and I know y'all think I'm being slick by bringing up Rod Wave, but I'm really not. I think the way that Rod Wave brings up soulful topics, not topics, he brings up heartbreaking topics with soulful vocals, is very similar to what Lizzo's doing in his verse 2 right here. And the way that Rod Wave gets across his message is very much in a heartbreak fashion. For Lizzo, I feel like it's different. I feel like it's more of an empowering and acceptance way of preaching than Rod Wave's heartbreak type of subject matter. So the only reason I brought that up is because this start to the verse is more of like a heartbreak type of scenario. Because if you think about it, canceling or cancellation in general is never a positive experience from what I've seen from the public. So basically, she's talking about that. Could you imagine a world where everybody's the same? And could you cancel a girl because she just wanted to change? How could you throw stones if you ain't never been through her pain? That's why we feel so alone. That's why we feel so much shame. Mm, mm. And that's why I feel like this track is one of my favorite tracks of 2023. Now, anyways, was there anything else to get into with this track? I think that was basically it. This is the biggest track I wanted to get into, so I wanted to give this the appropriate attention that it deserved. Oh, they had some backstory to this. Okay. Lizzo received a lot of backlash and stuff. She always receiving backlash, which honestly, that's why if you look about 3/4 into this article, you can see that Lizzo and the whole SZA collab wasn't out of the blue. Somebody said, quote, this was a random fan back in 2021 saying, quote, you want a SZA feature so bad, which SZA stepped in to clarify she has about 5 already, lol. And now this track came out called Special, featuring, you guessed it, SZA. So I just want to say that fans are kind of harsh on Lizzo, and this may sound a little hypocritical, but she does do some of the antics that will receive that type of backlash, like going to a Lakers game with basically her whole butt out, like literally her whole, like it was just out, like it was just on the front row. Then she got up dancing. She was on the flat screen, like the not flat screen. I'm tripping. She was on what do you even call it? The scoreboard, basically. When they put up and they show the fans and they have those whole fan interactive segments, they had Lizzo on the screen in front of a bunch of kids watching, and she had a whole butt out, like literally the whole thing, like it was like an opening to see it, like it was crazy. So I'm not gonna say that she completely just does away with not acting in ways that brings in that type of backlash, but at the end of the day, I mean, she is living her best life, and I feel like she shouldn't get as much backlash as she does get in society. So that's how I wanted to stop. That's how I wanted to end it in that segment. So anyways, click my link tree in my bio. Let me know on one of my social medias. What do you think about SZA and Lizzo with this new track called Special? And do you think that this is one of the better tracks of 2023?